What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm getting ready for run day Sunday at Bradenton, and hopefully we're going to be able to take the car out and improve on my last PB of an 872. I have got the parachute cable mount back on. The car is pretty much wrapped except for the front bumper. It needs to be repaired, and I tried to wrap it, but it's a little tough. So new handle, all that good stuff's installed. Door handles are working. I'm getting ready to do a time-based test. We're going to test the CO2 out and make sure it shifts at the right simulated RPM. And then I'm going to take the car back. I'm going to pull the car out here in a second and warm it up and then do a two-step test. We're going to try to see if we can get 20 pounds on the two-step, and I'm going to test the bump as well to make sure it doesn't change or get too aggressive. All right, turn the car on. Leave the ignition off. All right. Time-based test. We're gonna do 8,000 RPM, 30 PSI. All right, and I'm gonna move this down into gear. And let's see how it goes. All right, so she shifts, and then I'm gonna take the data log of the boost control strategy and the shift point and everything, and I will send that over to PALF to review, and I'll do the same when I get on the actual trans brake and let him look at that data and see if everything looks how he wants. All right, easy enough. So now we'll warm the car up and do the next test. A little cold start E85 for you. Not like it used to be in the old days. All right, that's pretty spicy. We'll go ahead and download the log here, and I'll get these off to PALF to make some adjustments. Got the extra plugs and everything. I mean, as far as I know, I think we're ready, unless he wants to make some final adjustments. I'm gonna finish going over the car, make sure everything's tight. I had a couple bolts come loose on the dyno and like the intake and whatnot. Diapers on, so this is probably about as ready as we're gonna be. Yeah, let's see what happens. All right, guys, I am back from the track. I struggled all day, so I didn't really do updates throughout the day. Basically, what you'll see in this video is me struggling to get down the track. I think one tune-up was slower in the 60 foot, and that one was able to go down part way, and then some safety switch went off and I let out. I think my tuner says like 4.6 seconds into the run. It went at 5.6 at 121, so that's like a 10th off from my PB. So we're definitely making more power, even with a slower 60. Still kind of working through the car. I'll do a breakdown of kind of like a recap of the video after, and we'll just get to the next one's gonna be nothing but the passes, and then I'll do a recap at the end. Thanks for watching. All right, so the first pass you saw, we'll call it the medium tune-up. The car spun. Again, they're street tire cars. The track was super hot. Didn't go down. So then the second pass, I went ahead and loaded the softer tune-up, which could get down. It was a 1.360 foot, little slower than we went at Mod Motor Nationals. And it went at 5.6 at the 121. That's where I let off a little bit early. I had the oil pressure deal again. I didn't put enough oil extra in, so I didn't measure when I drained it. So that was kind of my issue there. Next pass, I put more oil in, and I want to say I went back to the medium launch because I thought with some of the slick tire cars that went down that maybe the track might be a little bit better. I might be able to get lucky. That didn't happen. It spun again. And then I want to say we let the car cool off, and Palf was able to get up. He got up at like 4 a.m. in Australia to look at my dumbass making passes, look at the data, and send me a tune-up. He reviewed the videos too, had me make a couple adjustments to the rebound on the car. Tried to make another hit, and it spun again. And then we made one more adjustment, and it started to hook. I think it was a 1.460, and then it spun again. And then I just kind of ran it out the back, and I don't know. I have this issue where when the pass is done, I spun, I should just go home. I stay in it, so need to figure out me being stupid. So anyway, car's back. Drove on the trailer under its own power. Everything is good as far as the car goes. There's a few things we want to work on. I want to make sure the suspension actually is working as it should. So it looks like we're pretty much about out of turbo. We figured that out. Adding more dome isn't really doing much of anything, so we're kind of at that point. I think the plan is to try to get to a rental and make sure everything's in order for me to hook, and if everything looks good, we're going to start adding some timing in and still try to get more aggressive on this turbo. It's obviously the limiting factor with the 75 turbine wheel, but we're going to try to push it as much as we can, and then figure out kind of a game plan for the next steps on what turbo to go with and what changes the car will go through. So should be interesting to see where it lands. I'll be videoing as I update and as I get back to the track, so keep tuning in to see that. Subscribe, please subscribe. I don't know why I've only got like 300 subs. People are watching the shorts and everything else, but haven't quite got the subs up. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys.